Let's start with the Murli reading. Date is 15 September 1969. Title is Your Memorial on the Basis of Remembrance. Do you have to go beyond sound, or do you have to bring the Father into sound? All of you are going beyond sound. Beyond sound means avyakt, becoming aware. And you are then bringing Bap Dada into sound. Even while coming into sound, you can stay in super sensuous happiness. Even while coming into sound, you can stay in super sensuous happiness. So why are you trying to stay beyond sound? If you stabilize yourself in the incorporeal stage beyond sound and then come into the corporeal, you will also be able to bring others into that stage. If we practice this, then only our vibrations will be like that, that others will also do that. You must become incorporeal in 1 second and corporeal in 1 second. You have to learn such a drill that you become incorporeal in one moment and corporeal the next. This practice is very much important. This helps us when there is a compulsive thinking, when there is a negative thinking. If we have this practice, then it will be easy for us to change all those negative thoughts. When your stage becomes like this, then while you are in corporeal form, everyone else will have a vision of the incorporeal form through you. The consciousness will be of incorporeal. Have you had a vision of yourself? What will you say? Have you had a vision of yourself? You are now in the Brahmin form. Since you have had a vision of yourself, you have had a vision of your number, your future self, your what's your future status is going to be. Do you have any other form of which you have had a vision? Have you forgotten your original form? So many questions by Baba. Have you forgotten your original form, the original, eternal, your true nature? Through which form are you able to do service in a completely wise manner at the present time? Through which form? The form of a word mother. Baba saying, the form of a word mother. Today it is a special program for the mothers. You have to remain a mother, like ward benefactor, full of compassion. But you simply have to become a word mother. You cannot give sustenance without becoming a mother. That's so true. Why have the mothers been called today? Have you already claimed a right to the inheritance? Or do you still have to claim it? Have you already claimed a right to the inheritance? Or still have to do it? Have you become heirs? वारिस बन गए हैं? Or have you come here to become that? Already surrendered? Belief, Nishchain Baba, or still trying to do it? And here always has an inheritance, or is it that you have become an heir but have not received the inheritance? Inheritance means the powers. Inheritance means powers, virtues from God. So think about it, check it today. That have I really claimed the inheritance? Have I become the heir or still becoming it? Am I 100% surrender? You have claimed a right to inheritance. So what task you have you now come for? Bap Dada must definitely have called you here for a special task. You continue to study at your own centers anyway. You have finished the course. You even know about the main aspects of knowledge. What else now remains? You have the knowledge, everything, but Baba says you need to be a destroyer of attachment. Only when you have true love, you can become a destroyer of attachment. For instance, when something is put into a fire, its form and color completely change. So, whatever few devilish qualities remain, the code of conduct of Lokik clan, the strings of karmic bondages, the threads of attachment that are still tied, all of these have to be burnt. The code of conduct, Maryada of Lokik clan. So, whatever few devilish qualities remain, old sanskars, karmic bondages, attachments, they all have to be burnt. And Baba says, only true love. If you have true love, you can become a destroyer of attachment. True love with God and true love with everyone, equal love for everyone. So when all of these fall into the fire of love, they will all be broken. You have to change your form and color, etc. So what we have to do? We have to create the fire of love and all that karmic account, past baggage, wrong thought process, attachment, everything will be burnt. So are you ready to fall into the fire of that deep love and bring about transformation? Anything that is burnt is finished. So Baba is asking, are you ready to fall into God's love so much and bring the transformation? Anything that is burnt is finished. It is not even visible then. So, do you have the courage to bring about such transformation within yourself? Because we need courage for that. We all know what the end result is going to be. But sometimes we are little afraid. If I become go too much into the God's love, deep into God's love, then I have to leave this, leave that. So we don't do it. Because generally human beings focus on leaving things. So they don't want to change. But focus should be what am I going to get? So Baba says, do you have the courage to bring about such transformation within yourself? The memorial of all of you is existing even now. And what is the basis of your memorial? To the extent that you have remembrance, accordingly, there is your memorial. It exists even now. Everyone's memorial is created on the basis of your remembrance. If there is less remembrance, your memorial will be accordingly. So if you're trying to make your memorial permanent, you first have to make remembrance constant. And it has direct connection with our present life. If you're trying to if you want to be truly happy, permanent happy, powerful, peaceful, then you have to make remembrance constant. And then your memorial will be created on that basis. Everyone's attention should be drawn to each one's special virtue. If all of you imbibe the special virtue of each one, what will you become? If our focus is to just see one special virtue in everyone and take it from them and implement on ourselves, what is going to happen? Full of all virtues, just as you see the form of the soul. When you come into action, when you interact, If you look at each other's special virtue, you will then forget all the other things. But you have to make efforts to make yourself full of virtues. It's very easy and lazy thing to look at the weaknesses, and it's our programming, it's our conditioning. But it is going to take some efforts to look at the virtues. Today, a tilak in the form of moon has been applied to the mothers. You have to take the virtue of the moon into yourself. However, the moon also has a very deep relationship with the sun. So you have to adopt relationships and virtues similar to the moon. And what is the task of the moon? Together with coolness, it also gives light. It radiates the sun's light, right? I have to become a moon, cool as well as giving light. Acha, farewell to all. So let's read the next Murli. 18th September 1969. Methods to become Trinetri, one with third eye, Trikaldarshi, knower of the three aspects of time, and Trilokinath, master of three words. Whom are you seeing? Are you seeing the physical form or the avyakt? If you do not see your own physical form or that of others and see the avyakt form instead, you will become an image that attracts. So does it happen with you? If you are soul conscious, if you are seeing yourself and others as soul, which means that unconditional love, totally in the present, unconditional acceptance, feeling that vibrations are radiating from me even while talking, while doing seva, feeling that I am a light angel and the vibrations are radiating from me to this soul. Because this is our ultimate seva. Talking and interacting is just a platform, but main seva is this. So when you do this, Baba says you will become an image that attracts. Everyone will start inspiring, will get inspired from you. When you see the physical form, you will not become an image that attracts. If you want to become an image that attracts, do not see the physical form. It's all about that consciousness. You and others will be able to attract only the image that attracts, that is in the physical form, is seen. So now only this subtle service remains. Especially when we are doing seva, doing service, don't see the physical form. Why do you come into the corporeal? What is the reason for this? Why do we come into the corporeal and this physical world? Since you like becoming avyakt, why do you come into the corporeal? There are useless thoughts and wasteful actions only when you come into the corporeal form. So why do you find it difficult to become avyakt from corporeal? Very good question. We need to check it. If we can do it right now, it is going to be good. So Baba says, when you come into the corporeal form, in this physical form, there are useless and wasteful thoughts and actions. So why do you find it difficult to become avyakt from corporeal? You quickly come into the corporeal form, but it is with great difficulty that you stabilize yourself in the avyakt form. Is it true what Baba is saying? What is the reason for this? You forget. Baba sums up in just two words, you forget. What do you forget? Why do you forget? क्यों भूल जाते हो? Why do you become body conscious? You know about it. You recognize it. We know about it that this is body conscious. You recognize it. You have also experienced what the difference between the corporeal and the avyak is. You also know what the benefits are and what the loss is. We know all of these, right? When you sit in remembrance, how do you stabilize yourself from being body conscious to being soul conscious? What do you say? It is very easy thing. When we decide, when we sit, then it feels so good, right? All the things that you have all spoken about are also things of effort. But even while knowing it and believing it, the reason you come into body consciousness is that there is the attraction of the body. Old sanskar, right? Old code of conduct. In order to move yourself away from that attraction, you have to make effort. Attraction of the body, on body and others' body, all thought process, all actions. It feels easy to do all that thing because we have been doing it for so many years, so many births. When there is something that pulls, what does one do to stay away from that pull? When that negativity, old sanskar is pulling you, what do you do to stay away from that? A magnet attracts toward itself even when you don't want to do. If you want to keep someone away from that attraction, what will you do? If something is pulling someone even when he does not want to be pulled, and if you want to keep that person away from the pull, what will you do? You would either take him far away or you would place something in between so that it is no longer able to attract. Visualize it. That let's say there is a magnet and let's say you are a iron. So what we have to do that it does not pull us, either take that away from us or you would place something in between so that there is that it is no longer able to attract. This happens in two ways. You either take that person far away or you place something in between so that he goes far away. In the same way, like a magnet, you become body conscious or come into corporeal feeling when you don't wish to. What will you place in between? Think about it. Don't look for the answer. Think about it. What will you place in between? What do you need in order to know yourself? Something through which you will be able to know yourself and the Almighty Father accurately. It is only one word. In order to know the self and the Almighty Father accurately, you need discipline. When you forget discipline, you also forget yourself and the Almighty Authority. That's so true. Why is there the sanskar of carelessness? Well, it's mind conditioning. It always wants to, just go back to the old routine, comfort zone. Because you forget one discipline or other, that is why there is a sanskar of carelessness. Discipline brings the self closer to the Almighty Father, following routine with discipline. And if we don't follow it, we let loose, then all that old stuff will come out, right? If discipline is lacking, there isn't that closeness of the soul to the Almighty Father. Therefore, the thing in between is discipline. We don't have to go too far from the people, but we have to put a discipline between among us and all those people. So when you let go of one discipline or another, you forget to remember Baba. If your disciplines are accurate, the stage of the self also remains accurate. This is the essence. If our disciplines are accurate, the stage of self will also remain accurate. And when the stage of the self is accurate, everything is accurate. So it is the attraction of the body that draws you again and again. If you place discipline in between, the attraction of the body will not attract you. For this, pay attention to the three things. First, remembrance of the soul, remembrance of the self. What kind of soul I am. Remember all your virtues, five forms, discipline, Amrit Vela, Numasham, traffic, Murli, Avyakt Murli, no waste, no negative information. Third is time. Pay attention to the time, what time it is, what I have to do, what is my purpose of life in this time. If it would have been some other time, that would have been different thing. But what time is it right now? So remember these three things, and what will you become? Trinetri, Trikaldarshi, and Trilokinath. You will attain all the titles that you have been given at the confluence age. When you know yourself, the Almighty Authority comes in between anyway. When you know yourself, God will, Baba will always come in between anyway. So pay attention to these three aspects. Whenever you see any image, chitra, body, do not see the image, but see the living being. This is what Tri Netri is, seeing the soul, not the body. See that and the activities of that image, Charitra. When you see the living being, Chetan, and the activities, because your attention is towards the activity, you move away from the image, that is, from the consciousness of the body. There is definitely one or another divine activity in each of you, because only the decorations of the Brahmin clan are full of divine activities. There are not divine activities of just the father, but each activity of those who are Baba's helper is a divine activity. So, three netri, see the activity and the living being, that is this one without an image, soul. If you see the one without an image and the activities, then the attraction of the body that pulls you, even when you don't want to do it, will be removed. That's how our ego body consciousness vanishes. I am a soul, everyone is a soul, which means I am radiating vibration, and that soul is absorbing it, becoming pure, acceptance, not looking at the body, aware about what this body is, what is the reality, seeing the soul. That's it. I know this is going to take practice, but I'm sure we all are doing it. Okay. This is the main effort you should be engaged in at the present time. Our focus should be experiencing that who am I? Soul, self experiencing. This is what going to vanish all that attraction of the body and body consciousness. Since you say that you have changed, all of these things should also have changed, right? So why are there still old sanskar and old things? In order to change yourself, you first have to change your feelings about something. When you change your feelings, everything else will change. However, there is still attraction, asakti. If instead of being attracted, you consider yourself to be a Shakti, attraction will finish. When you don't consider yourself to be a Shakti, soul, many type of attraction comes. If any type of attraction, whether to the body or to comforts from the body are created, at that time, remember I am a Shakti. How can a Shakti be attracted? Because of being attracted, you cannot come into that stage. So I am a Shakti, how can I be attracted? So finish all attractions For this just thing, I am a Shakti. What is the obstacle that comes mostly in front of the mothers? Attachment. Why is there attachment? Attachment is created through the consciousness of mind. But what is the promise that all of you made? When all of you came at the beginning, what was the promise? I belong to you, so everything belongs to you. This was your first promise. I belong to you, and so everything that belongs to me now belongs to you. So then, where did the consciousness of mind come from? You mix mine with yours. This shows you have forgotten the first promise you made, the first promise that you all made. Whatever you say that we shall do, whatever you feed us, we will have it. Wherever you make us sit, we will sit. So, do you remember this promise? Baba makes you sit in the subtle region. So, why you come into the corporeal region? You do not fulfill your promise very well then. Learning, remembering promise every now and then. What was my promise? Why did I become Baba's children? Why am I not able to fulfill the promise? And if I'm not fulfilling the promise, how can I experience God's love 100%? The Father did not say sit in the corporeal region, while in the corporeal world remain avyakt. So if you forget the first lesson, what kind of training will you have? In their training, make them make the first lesson firm. Remember that you will definitely fulfill the promise that you have made. All of you mothers who have come for training surrendered. If you are surrendered, where did attachment come from? So when something burns and crumbles away, does anything remain? Nothing at all. If something still remains, it means that although the arrow has struck, you did not burn away completely. You have died but not yet burned away. They first kill Ravan and then burn him. So you have died a living death, but you have not yet turned to ashes by burning away. It still remains, right? The meaning of surrender is very great. Samarpan is very great. Nothing of mine remains in that. So we have to remember ourselves again and again, remind ourselves again and again. I am surrendered. Everything old, I have burnt it. I have new habits. I don't go to my old sanskars, old thought process. When you surrender the body, mind, and wealth. Since you have surrendered your mind, how can you create the thoughts that you wish to? How can you perform sinful actions through your body? And how can you use your wealth for a sinful or wasteful task? This shows that you have gave it to the Baba and took it back. Since you have given your body, mind, and wealth, you have received Shrimat about what you should have in your mind, and you have also received Shrimat about what you have to do through your body. So you know what you have to do with your wealth. You have to follow the direction of the one whom you have given everything. What will be the stage of one who has given his mind? Manmanabhav. His mind will be fixed on that one. He will never forget this mantra. He will not remember others because he has given his thought, his mind to Baba. So, can there be attachment in someone who is always in the stage of Manmanabhav? In order to become a conqueror of attachment, remember your promises. Everyone will emerge from this training. And so, what will you stamp yourself with before you go from here? If the stamp of being a conqueror of attachment has been applied, the post will reach its destination directly. If the stamp is not correct, it will not reach. Therefore, you must definitely apply the stamp. So we shall only have a gathering of those who have conquered attachment. So therefore, prepare yourself quickly. Okay, so we will meditate for 5 minutes, but before that, we have few announcements. Vimesh Vaiji?
Yes, bhai.
Yeah,
Uh,
Shanti.
Om Shanti. Okay, so yesterday we invited all the angels, whoever would like to take up reading the Murli. Rakhi Ben and myself shall soon be scheduling everyone to read the Murli in October. So yesterday we had 6 angels who said that, okay, they would like to join, they would like to take on reading the Murli. If anyone else would like to take on, then please put it in the chat and also put your number along with so that we can reach out to you, either Rakiben or myself, and then we can support you in going about preparing for conducting the Murli. So while Hitesh Bhai is getting us to do the meditation and we also do the churning, in the meanwhile, whoever wants to do it, please put your name and number on the chat. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Bhaiji. So let's do the churning about the Murlis we have read today. So who's going to start with the churning part? What are the 2 points, 3 points you liked about today's 2 Murlis? And you will churn on it. Anyone?
Om Shanti Bhaiji. I like the point that Baba says that when there is a pull of old sanskars and it is forcing me to react in the old fashion, in the old manner, it is influencing me to behave, to react, to talk, to do something based on my old karma, based on my old sanskar, then it is always required to keep something between that force and me. And I was thinking what it can be. It can be the practice of Swaman, when I will remember that who I am and what is the title Baba has given me. It will help me. Of course, it requires a long practice. I cannot instantly become the embodiment of that Swaman, but if we would keep on practicing the Swaman, it will help me to bring back to that embodiment, and we would remind us with the new image, with the new life, with the new sanskar. That will help me to nullify that force of old sanskar. Om Shanti.
Very beautiful, right?
Om Shanti, brother.
Shanti.
Yeah, in first Murli, Baba is reminding us of the drill of 1 second. So Baba is reminding us to do this drill more so that we can be in soul consciousness. Secondly, in that Murli, Baba is telling us or reminding us to imbibe virtues from everyone. Baba is saying that see special virtue of each one, and that's very easy, you get all the virtues. So like Hindi, Baba says, Gun Grahak Bano.
Right.
And third point, which I've taken from first Murli, is be a moon. That's a new soul that
Yes.
have the goodness of a moon and also have deep relationship with sun and radiate sun's light all the time. And from second Murli, Baba has asked us many questions today. And he's telling us all the answers also. And he's telling that, why do you find it difficult to become avyakt? Simply because you forget. And why do you forget? Because you have attraction of the body. And simple answer is giving that have discipline. And discipline is the only way to remove this attraction. And why do you forget discipline? That is because of your carelessness, right? And
Yes.
one more thing, just 1 minute. And Baba is also saying that like when you see others as soul, like what is the way to remove this body attraction is that you see their divine actions. Focus yourself on their divinity, on their divine actions. That way you can remove that body attraction. And secondly, Baba is giving us beautiful swaman today to always remember that I'm Shakti. Then if I'm a Shakti, then how can I be attracted to others?
Yes.
I should be
How
in my
can I
power.
be attracted? Yeah.
Yes. And third answer, like lastly, is saying that we have attachments. Like that's the biggest vice mothers have. And for that, Baba is reminding us of our first promise. That's the first promise, because Baba keeps reminding us of our promises. And Baba says, this is your first promise you have made, that I belong to Baba, and everything else that belongs to me belongs to Baba only now. So that's the way to remove attachment. Very simple way of saying, just remember your promise, and second, man manabha. And
Right.
also the point which I like, Baba says that you have not burnt everything to ashes. Maybe a little bit we have burnt, but it should be reduced to ashes. So that's another checkpoint, that what are the things inside me that have been completely burnt to ashes, or are they still there? Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
Om Shanti. The Om Shanti, brother. This
Shanti.
the takeaway for me, really very unique definition of sati. Sati basically to completely sacrifice yourself, and this concept is also given in the second Murli also, that man manabhav, when body, mind, and wealth are completely surrendered. So that is a
Yes.
sati, and the qualities of sati is a deep love, and which has
Yes.
to be shown in the practical form. The practical form of that deep love has to emerge. For that, the renunciation is required and destroyer of attachment. So both first and second Murli are related, interrelated with respect to the concepts. Second takeaway which I am taking from today's the second Murli especially is that Trinetri, Trikaldashi, and Trilokinath. There's a deep knowledge within these words. They are not just the words; they are Swarup actually. Trinetri is basically that the divine I, that I am a soul, and Trikaldashi is I am beyond time. I am actually, all the three, past, present, and future. They are interrelated, and a lot of things depends on the present. What Purusharth I am doing, and the three things that Triloki Nath is basically that from the corporeal stage to subtle stage, and then incorporeal stage. So these three swarups I must practice, and the three things which are to be paid attention to is the remembrance of the self. Again, these three stages. Then discipline plays a very important role, as to I should be alert and I should keep reminding myself. And the time, what is the value of the time, because this present is shaping my future. Om Shanti.
Wonderful.
Om Shanti. Today, Baba reminded us our form of world mother. Baba said, when we have consciousness of mother, then there is attachment. But when we have consciousness that I am the world mother, then we are able to destroy our attachment. And Baba given us technique that when we have true love for Baba, because when there is consciousness of mind, then there must be attachment. But only one Baba is mine and true love for Baba, then we are able to destroy the all attachments.
Yes, this true love with Baba is very much important, and to burn ourselves into that is the thing, through which we can remove all our old code of conducts, all thought patterns. Okay. Anyone else?
Om Shanti, Vaiji, I really like this statement by Baba, and which is so true in practical life, that there are useless thoughts and wasteful actions only when you come into the corporeal form.
Corporeal form, right?
It's really, I have personally experienced this, ki when I'm in a corporeal form, there will be unnecessary botherings, unnecessary thoughts and wasteful action, which convert into wasteful actions if I am not very alert. So I think this, I will practice this to again and again coming to the Avyakt form from the corporeal, so that
Yeah.
my
The
thoughts
drill,
and
the practice of drill is very important to, in a second, practicing going into the incorporeal form from the corporeal. This practice is going to help us when there are situations which are unpleasant, unplanned, and from our own mind, sometimes there is a negative thinking, compulsive thinking, and we are not able to detach ourselves from that. So all these practices are going to help us a lot. So today, let's practice this, taking a second to become incorporeal, go to Paramdham, then come into this corporeal form. But let's practice it today. Okay, so let's meditate for 2-3 minutes. So whatever the points which has really touched our heart, remind yourself the promises we made to Baba. I belong to you, and everything of me is yours. And I truly, truly believe that you will give me only which is most appropriate for me. I will never question my life, because I know who you are. Feel that love with Baba. Feel that fire of love, intense love with Baba. Try to visualize a bit. And in this fire of love, every negativity, all patterns, body consciousness, weaknesses, everything is burning. My old self is turning to ashes. Experience yourself as a completely new person, a true Brahmin. I am new today. All the divine virtues, discipline. It's very easy for me to have discipline in my life because I am new today. I have burnt all my weaknesses, attraction of the body, carelessness. Feel that intense love with Baba. Throughout the day, I will practice that intense, deep, unconditional love with Baba. I will fill myself. I will keep filling myself with Baba's love. And in a second, I will practice to become incorporeal. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, family. Thank you, Hitesh Bhai.
Thank you, Baba.
We shall all meet tomorrow morning again at 5 a.m. Keep practicing today, whatever Baba shared with us. Om Shanti.